This video is going to give you some tips on how to set up a new Google Classroom in the beginning of the school year and reuse materials from last year. So many of you might be in this situation coming into a new school year. You've got a year's worth of Google Classroom materials that you used in the previous school year, and you're wondering, how do I get set up for my new crop of students? So I'm going to assume that you have a working knowledge of Google Classroom, that you can create a class and know how to add content, and that you've probably been using it for at least a year. So if you're in that situation, here's how you might want to set up your new classes. What I recommend you don't do is remove your students and just add in new students. On day one, you probably don't want all the students to have the entire year's worth of stuff thrown at them all at once. So using this technique will let you slowly build up your new class using materials that you've already created. So in my dashboard here, I've got a Year 13 TOK class from this year. You'll see I have some students still in it. And I've created a new class that I want to use next year. And obviously I don't want to recreate everything I did, so I'm going to be pulling materials from this old class. So what I want to do is archive this class, which I can do by clicking the options here. But the first tip I'm going to throw at you is you might want to rename the class, and if it's not in there already, add which academic school year this class is from. Once you have the class archived, you're going to start to build up quite a few things, and this will make it much easier for you to pinpoint which version of the class you're pulling materials from. So I can go ahead and archive this. This doesn't delete anything. It's exactly what it sounds like. It puts it into an archive that you can access, and you will be able to pull posts and assignments and things from this classroom even though it's archived. So I'm going to take my current class that I want to archive. You'll get this message here saying that you and your students won't be able to make changes, which is true, but you'll at least be able to pull the material out into your new academic year's classroom. So I'm going to hit archive. So that removes the class from my dashboard, but again, it's not deleted. If I want to access it, I can click on the sidebar and go to the option Archived Classes, a whole list of classes that I've archived. You'll see these little cross hatches over the title. That lets you know that the class is actually archived. So your options from an archive class, you can restore it or you can delete it permanently. So this is the only way to permanently delete a classroom, which of course will delete all the assignments and materials that you put in there. Okay, so we have this archive of classes that we can pull from. So I'm going to go back to my current year. This is my brand new TOK class. I haven't added any students yet, but here's how you would reuse materials from previous years. Under your add options, the top one here is called Reuse Post. So when you hit Reuse Post, you're going to get a list of classes that you can select. This is you selecting the location of the material you'd like to reuse. So now you'll see why it was a good idea for me to put the academic year into the title of my archived class. So right here from the top, I have my current class. I have a whole list of archived classes, and I can easily locate TOK Year 13, 2015, 2016, because that's the materials I want to pull from. So once I select that class, I see a list of all my posts, my assignments, my announcements, and let's say I want to reuse this welcome message. So I can select that. Notice there's a tick box to create new copies of any attachments that were originally in the assignment. This is just an announcement, so it's not really important. And then I'm going to click Reuse. So this lets me go in and actually make any final edits before posting. So now the material, I haven't had to recreate anything. I've pulled it into my new class, and my new crop of students will be able to see it and access it. So you can do this for anything that you've put into a classroom, be it an assignment or what have you, and it'll be a fresh start without having to reinvent the wheel every time. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need any assistance, check with someone in your department that's savvy with Google Classroom, or come see one of your digital learning coaches. Good luck.